Hey, good morning, YouTube. Today I'm coming at you guys with a little video, and I'm going to be showing you a little more in depth of what I'm going to be doing with my next project, which I'm pretty excited for. I think it's going to be pretty cool, and best part is I have pretty much absolutely everything I need to do it. So, let's get started here. Now, I've put this car on my channel a couple times, but, now pretty soon here, this thing is going to be, starting to go together the way I want it to. This here is a 1969 Dodge Coronet 500. So, this car here, I don't really know every difference between like a regular Coronet 440 and a Coronet 500 for the year 1969. But what I do know about this car is it's pretty well optioned. And obviously the biggest thing I know and love about the Coronet 500s, and I know some of the Coronet RTs in '69 came with this tail panel here, like the two tail lights and then the little third one in there. Just really looks unique, But so a little backstory on this car. First off, I'm going to say that 1968 to 70, basically, like just about everybody else, these are my favorite year B-bodies. And in my opinion, it's either the Charger or the Coronet. I personally like the '69 Coronets a little bit more. I don't really know why, but the kind of fastback styling of the Charger, I'd rather take just the styling of the Coronet, the back half anyway. So, stop walking around here and get kind of to the front of this thing. So, this car here, we got a screaming deal on. It was parked in a storage unit in Norfolk, Virginia, and as you can see here, the last time this thing had the little plate stickers here was 2000. So those were probably put on in like 99 and parked. So this car's been sitting nearly 26 years. It was in a storage unit that entire time, and that really saved it. Looking on the underside here, a little bit of rust, but it's really not that bad. And the whole underside of the car too, I don't know if you can see it very well, but frame rails, they're all good. The floor pans are good. The trunk's got a little spot of rust. Let me undo that. Trunk's got a little bit of rust here on the floors, and the actual little housing for the latch, or not housing, but the bracing for the latch, that's completely rusted off. But that's really the extent of the floor rust right there. I mean, you pull back this carpet and you can see it kind of ends just right there. And it doesn't help that it's getting rained in, obviously, but anyway, let me close this up. All right. So another thing, very obvious. Just like that car back there, the Dart, this was a vinyl top car, and it completely just loves to destroy the roof. especially around the rear glass. But this car actually isn't too bad. You still see some material in there, but this car is not nearly as bad around the rear window as my Dart is. That thing's horrible. I think the other side has a little bit. Yeah, that's really the extent of it right here. But, you know, like I said, that car's 10 times worse than that. Now the real bad spot of rust on this car. Ouch. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But it's pretty much just localized to the passenger side lower part of the quarter panel. And in front of the wheel, it's that corner's starting to decay as well. And a little bit in the wheel well, but whatever. This thing's gonna need quarter panels one day anyway, but that is not in its near future. So this thing, as you can see, it's taking some hits. This trim's all bent out of shape. It's missing the coronet badge here. That's only really the extent of the body damage is on this fender and this fender right here. But I mean, can't lie, for what we paid for it, and you know, you go on Marketplace, or God forbid you go to Carlisle and you find a car like this for sale, they're gonna be asking like 9-12 grand for it. Which, you know, you can go online and find like 69 Chargers completely rotted out, just a shell, and people are asking stupid money for them. You know, for 68 to 70 B bodies. So in the interior, it's all pretty much there. You know, seats completely blown out. That sucks, but you know, you can buy all this stuff. I believe there's a company called Legendary that you can basically buy all the interior stuff you need. Carpet, upholstery. It's definitely gonna need a headliner. What are you? Seatbelt? I think so. You can buy all the stuff for these cars. One cool thing is this is not a bench seat car. Rear seat's kind of in the way, but yeah, door card's missing there. But you know, other than that, they're all here. I mean, the door cards are here. The seats are all here for, you know, whatever that's worth, considering that's the condition they're in. And this thing's got the little buddy seat. Instead of a full bench seat, it's two buckets, and you get this little fold-up buddy seat here, which I think is pretty cool. Let's move this thing out the way. Rug. So steering wheel, you know, definitely seen better days, but it's all there. Column shifter, which I thought the Coronet 500s were mostly all console shift, and they had a console here, but I guess you could still order them on the column like this car is. Yeah, I got I really do like the swept style speedometer of these cars. You know, of course this one goes up to 120. If you had a Coronet RT, I believe Super Bs, and like the Roadrunners and GTXs, they all had the 150 swept style speedometer. This thing here, I'm not necessarily sure what's going on here. If anybody could tell me what this is, I would imagine it's like a PA system or something, but I really don't know. Because under the hood, this thing looks like it's got a speaker. Oh, look at that. Cigarette lighter still in there. And, you know, as you can see, this car was a factory AC car. which I believe, yep, the controls for it are down in there. Oh, no, radio, sorry. Oh, see, stuff I don't even know. I call myself a Chrysler guy. I guess this here would be your AC controls, but, you know, first beat body I've ever been in. I'm not really all that sure. Yeah, I also have no clue what any of these do. But this car, you know, it really wasn't anything too special. Let's see what these look like. Cool. So, this car, first of all, holy green. I mean, green paint color. I think the vinyl top was green. The door cards are green. The seats are green. The carpet's green. The steering wheel's green. I mean, this guy really, really liked the color green. Yeah, also, this kind of sucks. Saggy door hinges. But, what can you ask for? Oh, you ready to see the least special V8 that Chrysler ever made? Because here it is. A 318 two-barrel with a 904 automatic behind it. But, you know, this car was loaded out. I mean, AC, power steering. Let's see. I'm trying to find that. Yeah, this. That right there to me looks like a big old speaker for a PA system. Because I don't know what else that would be. Because I mean, that's not the horn. I believe that's the horn there. So what is this? Who added that? Either way, I'll find out. And if it is a PA system, that'd be pretty cool. Yell at people on the road. But, you know, don't know what it is, so don't quote me on that. But yeah, just a bone stock 318 economy. So yeah, nothing really special going on under there. Still has all the insulation. This little rubber piece, which I would imagine is just to help seal it, maybe right here. But I'm not fully sure. But you know, everything seems to be in good shape. The hood hinges aren't sticky. They go up, they go down nice. Closes perfectly. But anyway, you know, enough talking about that. This car we got for $3,000. Exactly how it sits. Pulled it out of a storage unit, loaded up onto the trailer, and came here. $3,000 for a 69 B-body Mopar. And it's not even a roller. It still has a 318 that's complete. It's got a transmission. It's got a drive shaft. It's got the rear end. I mean, everything's there. Motor, transmission, drive shaft, rear end. I mean, if I really felt like it, I bet you I could get this car running exactly how it sits. But I've got other plans. Of course, rear end wise, we're don't know if y'all can really see that, but it's an 8 3/4 rear end. So that is one of the best rear ends ever produced, in my opinion. That and a Ford 9-inch or a Ford 8.8. And I guess Dana 60s as well. But, yeah. So let's walk in here and let's see what I've got in store for this thing. Turn some lights on, number one. Oh, all right. So what we got here is a bunch of Chevy junk, right? That's cool. So this is a 1971 440 complete motor. The guy we bought it from, we've known for a very long time. They had it in a Roadrunner, I believe a 69 Roadrunner. And it's pretty much a stock motor, except it's got a reproduction cam, like a 6-pack cam. So I guess I looked them up. I think they're around 450 lift. Nothing wild, but it's, you know, kind of like the high performance camshaft that you could get in a 440 6-pack motor. In, I don't know, 69 and a half, I think they came out with them. And they ran through 71, the 440 6-packs. The heads, I believe they reported, opened up in some way. He didn't really tell us much about these heads. All I know, they're just factory casting. I'm not sure which factory casting, but, you know, it's basically just a stock motor. Like, say if you went to the dealership and you ordered a coronet and you checked off the little RT box, that's pretty much what this motor would be. Slightly more aggressive camshaft, but it's still a pre-emissions, you know, steel crank, big block. So it's going to have some torque and it's going to have some power either way. And this here is a 727 that came out of a 1967 Chrysler. It was behind a 383. So this thing, I'm going to order some parts from A&A. I do not want a manual valve body. I still want it to shift itself, but I do want it to, you know, kind of hold the gear out until like 5,600 RPM and shift firm. So recall up A&A transmission and they'll kind of, you know, tell them what you want, and, you know, they'll tell you basically what to order for what you want, and then we're going to put all that in this transmission. We do have a torque converter. I believe it's an 11-inch converter, so it's nothing crazy, but it's better than a stock just big block, or what would come behind a, like a, you know, a 383 like C body. It's a little bit more. I've got factory exhaust manifolds here. I'm going to take those butterflies out. I'm going to run those. And here, under this box, is just a factory 4-barrel intake. And so this is going to be what's going on that motor, and, you know, those manifolds are also going to go on it. So this thing is basically going to look as factory as I can with what I have. I've heard those intakes are pretty good and they can handle a decent amount of power. They're just heavy. But I know going from a 318 904, a couple things are going to be different. I know the drive shaft's going to be different. I'm not necessarily sure what else, but I know the drive shaft's different. I know I'm going to need a different radiator, you know, etc. But for the most part, it should be a pretty simple buy some motor mounts, put it in, because I think the transmissions all mount in the exact same mounts. But, you know, I'm excited to find that out, and the end product, I want this thing to be completely just turnkey. You know, you fire it up, you can go drive it wherever the hell you want. You know, but I want it, you know, you put it in drive, you're on a stoplight, you punch it, I want it to light up the tires through first, and then just keep pulling itself all the way. So I think that's going to be a pretty easy thing. Well, you know, I wouldn't say easy, but a pretty simple thing to accomplish. Not getting too crazy with this thing yet. Also, this thing, I do need to change injectors on it. I have them, I just haven't changed them yet because, you know, it's kind of all rainy and stupid out. So don't worry, this thing will be back around. But yeah, the rear end of this car, I want to just reuse the factory axles. I know it needs, I think it needs axle seal on the passenger side. It was leaking gear oil everywhere on the trailer. But I've got a set of 355s with a sure grip already in it. I might put that pumpkin in, but what I really want is 323s. Because I think 323s mixed with the torque of a big block, you know, I've always heard big blocks don't really need too much gear. Because they'll still, you know, you punch it, it's still going to roast those tires. Doesn't really matter the gear ratio. But I do want to be able to, you know, take this thing on the highway, go on road trips, and still, you know, like take it to the drag strip and go have fun with it. I want it to be just as close to a 69 Coronet RT as I can make it. Nothing crazy, nothing too fast, but something that's a lot of fun and cheap considering all the parts that I have. I do also have a 4-speed, but I'm impatient. I don't want to find 69 B-body pedals. I don't really want to do that. I don't want to cut out the floor and you know, tack in a 4-speed hump. For right now, I've got an automatic transmission. This car has an automatic transmission, so you know that's what it's going to get. But you know, if I ever do go with a 4-speed, I know it's not correct for the year, but I would love a center console and a pistol grip 4-speed shifter. But I know it's not correct for 79 because I believe the not 79, 69, because I believe the pistol grips came out in 70. But anyway, yep, it's about the video. I've been wanting to kind of just debrief this entire thing. You know, wheels. I've got 2 other Steelies sitting in a trailer back there. It's gonna get Steelies and hubcaps. It's gonna stay exactly how it is body wise for now, at least. You know, obviously the rust on this car with time I do want to fix. It would be nice to have a vinyl top back on it. I think vinyl top's pretty cool. It's got all the trim for it. I mean, that stuff's hard to find, especially when you're looking for it, scouring eBay or going to shows or whatever. But anyway, it's about the video. I just want to talk about this Coronet and my plans for it. And yeah, it's gonna be a learning experience, but it shouldn't take too long. But yeah, basically what I'm going for with this thing is I want the same level of performance and drivability as a 69 Coronet RT. So, yep, just want to kind of, oh, one thing. I've never had a car with these turn signal indicators on the fender, because on that Dart, they're not on there. So, you know, just little stuff like that that I'm definitely going to keep. I'm not going to strip it down and take all the trim and badging off. It's going to retain all the trim that it already has. Well, anyways, that's about it. Just wanted to kind of talk about this Coronet and my plans for it. I am pretty excited for it because, you know, I hate to see it sit. I hate to see basically my dream B-body just sitting here rotting, getting rained on. But, you know, keep posting about this car as I go along. And honestly, it should be in a couple months or so. Maybe a little less by the time we get started on it. But, yeah, anyway, that's about the video. So thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.